Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Chalk Talk Podcast. I'm your host, Christian McClendon, and well, actually, I should say the debut of Chalk Talk Podcast. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm not gonna lie to you, a little nervous, excited, but I'm ready to get going. Today, I have a few good buddies of mine here as my guest. I'll start. I'll introduce them. Kenny Houseworth is. Go ahead.
How you doing?
He's a UK fanatic, unfortunately, but I love him. And I accept him. But
I love you too, bro.
It is what it is. Another guest of mine, good buddy, Dylan. He's a UK fanatic, unfortunately, as well.
BBN.
But we'll get through it, I think, right? And good friend of mine, Eli Reese.
How's it going, everybody?
He's a Tar Heel fan.
Tar Heel Nation,
Tar Heel's in the house, right? And and myself being a Kansas fan, Kansas rules overall, right?
Nah, I want to say that. No,
but no, I just I had you guys here today because I kind of wanted to go over the topic of college basketball. Who's not excited for college hoops, right? So today we'll cover the AP poll, the top 25, and we'll summarize each team as much as we can with our knowledge. And let's get going. Let's start with number one, them Jayhawks, of course. Kansas is in the building.
Insert this please crowd right now.
No, but Kansas, man, the thing I like about Kansas this year is they're really deep, especially in their front court with big Udoka Azubuike, who's a monster around the rim. He's literally trying to dunk on everybody when he has a chance, and he's a really good rebounder. He's going to have to work on his jump shot, his free throw. Exactly, right. And but they're loaded, man, with bigs this year, really with bigs. And their guard play is pretty good, too, as they have, I think he's like the 8th best recruit in the country, and Quentin Grimes. And he's an all-around player, and I really like Quentin Grimes a lot on this team. I think he'll probably be their second lead scorer, but I think that the power forward, Dedrick Lawson, is their go-to.
Very tough.
He's a do-it-all kind of big. He can stretch the floor, put the ball on the floor, shoot the three. And from reports that I've seen on Bleacher Report, he's a really good passer. From that I've seen from Bill Self, reports on Bleacher Report. And a shout out to Bleacher Report. You are the go-to.
for sure.
But they bring a whole bunch of good role players. But the biggest question mark with Kansas this year is probably their three-point shooting. They lost Devontae Graham, who's their
last year they was not
they one of their better 3-point shooters. Svi Mikhailuk, who got drafted to the Lakers, is a really good 3-point shooter. He was a senior as well. And Devontae got drafted to the Hornets, right?
Yeah.
Right.
He's in G League right now, though.
He just got signed.
Not that good.
He'll make his way up there. I'm not worried about it. He's got the heart. But so it'll be 3-point shooting. But the guard play's still good though. I mean, they bring in one of the top point guards and Devon Dotson, who's really quick, a really good passer. His jump shot we don't know yet. You know what I mean? He hasn't really proven it yet. But and they bring back senior LeGerald Vick.
I was going to ask about him.
Yeah,
thought about him this year.
Nobody thought that he was.
He's underrated. I like him. I like his game.
LeGerald's a really good defender.
Athletic.
Really athletic.
Isn't he a senior?
Yeah, he's a senior this year.
That's
and
what
he
happens when you stay 4 years in college. You get better.
Yep, and
Devontae Graham.
Yeah, there you go. But he's a really good shooter, man. He'll be one of the better 3-point shooters, along with the transfer from California, Charlie Moore. I'm pretty sure is his name.
Where's he from? California?
He came from California, yeah. He's a point guard.
What about Mitch Lightfoot?
Mitch, he's going to have to put some weight on, man. Mitch is a good shot blocker. He really is. And a good rebounder, good role player. It's just he gets pushed around the rim too damn much. You know what I mean? So if he puts on some weight, I think he'll be fine. And then Silvio De Sousa.
How's that hurt you guys?
It's going to hurt because he played significant minutes behind Azubuike last year. But
he came out in the tournament last year for sure,
and he balled out. He was he was one of their top recruits, and he had to sit out a semester, right?
Yeah, he played like halfway through. He started playing halfway through the season.
Yep. He came for the second semester. He was eligible to play, and he made a significant impact later on in the season. But right now, he has to sit out for some time. I don't know how long, due to the whole FBI BS.
What was the guy last year that had to set out, but he don't believe in campus?
It was Billy Preston.
Billy Preston.
Yeah, I don't know what he's doing now.
With the Cavs.
Yeah, he's pretty good too. But yeah, Kansas will be. I think they're going to be tough this year. They should be, but Bill Self has a history of losing games in the tournament that he shouldn't lose whatsoever.
Northern Iowa,
unfortunately, and VCU is another one. But this year, I look for big things out of Kansas. And so let's move on to your boys at number 2, Kentucky.
Yeah.
You want to start? Or you want to let me start?
You go ahead and start if you want to. Then.
All right. So you got some questions for me about him?
Yeah, tell me, who do you think is their key player to this
I
team?
think our key player is P.J. Washington.
That's who I like because I like P.J. a lot because he's a mixed match. He's a really good ball handler for his size. And he gets to the foul line.
The thing with him, they give him a Draymond Green comparison because they want him to do it all for us. They want him to pass the ball, rebound, shoot a little bit, be able to score inside.
He better work on those free throws.
Oh, he has.
He has been. He had 20 and 9
he needs
tonight.
to work on that. What's the 3-point shooting looking like from him, man?
Cal said he wants to stretch him. So Cal wants him to be involved in the spacing of the floor this year. He's a big piece of that. Obviously, Tyler Harrell's going to be our
I like that
shooter.
kid a lot too. I really do.
And we got a kid that hasn't been seen before, Jamal Baker. He was
hurt.
hurt.
He set out last year. Right?
So he's supposed to be our sharpshooter. So we'll see how
I think
it goes.
Also, many UK fans might not know about him. I've seen him play since he was a McDonald's All-American as the Reed Travis kid.
Yes,
that dude is cock diesel strong. He really is, and he's really good around the rim. Gets to the foul line quite a bit. He's not. He doesn't have a bad jump shot on him either.
Yeah, when they played North Carolina last year, he was kind of giving them problems down low because last year North Carolina struggled with they were experienced with their bigs. So, and Reed Travis being an All-American, they kind of struggled guarding him, especially as strong as he is.
Yeah.
He was just doing whatever he wanted down there.
Well, even he played in the Pac-12 and played against the number 1 overall pick DeAndre Ayton and gave him some issues.
Gave him issues. He played Kansas last year.
He averaged 21 and 12 on 8 in the 2 games he saw him. So I mean, if he's putting up numbers like that on them, I don't know if there's any big men in the SEC that are on Ayton's level that can match that.
Right. He I think they played Kansas last year. I don't know how many points he had, but he had an easy double-double.
With this team this year, man, I feel like this is like one of the best teams UK's had since the 20s.
I think they're deep. They're the deepest team since Cat and Book.
Yeah. And that's unfortunate because who likes UK, right?
Well, I don't know how Cal's going to be able to work on the lineups.
Playing time and whatnot.
2015 it seemed to work with the platoon system, but he said he's not going back to that this year. So
I think he will at some point. It's like somebody will. He'll have to. The 5 stars.
It'll be interesting to see how they go.
We need Nick Richards to step up because last year,
that's the key right there. If he can give us 10 and 10.
I don't even need that from him. I need 8 and 7. He averaged 4 and 2 last year. I need 8 and 7 at least. He got some weight on him. 4 and 2 from a 5-star. He was a number 4 big man in that class last year. Just wasn't good enough.
You got to think though, he didn't play high basketball until he got the 8th grade, 9th grade. So
Richards or
Nick Richards,
something else.
Definitely didn't live up to expectations last year, but the potential's there.
If he doesn't play up to his expectations this year, EJ Montgomery's going to come in and steal the show.
I forget about him because got too many bigs this year.
Yeah, EJ Montgomery's good.
I wanted to ask you guys about that with their bigs. I think their guard play shouldn't be too hard to figure out plant time.
They got 2.5 point guards. 2.5 point guards. They probably got 4 or 5 forwards. Honestly,
but the guard play. I mean, the bigs. That'll be interesting to see how he works that out playing time wise because Montgomery was a 5-star, right?
They actually in 247 Sports they bumped him above Zion as number 1 recruit in the class.
Oh, really? Wow.
I've seen him.
And that's something to talk about
number 6
later in the show. But,
and then the other person we didn't touch on with UK, and then we can move on to the Tar Heels. There's Keldon Johnson.
Yeah, it's a two-way. He's a really good two-way player from what I hear.
Apparently, he's supposed to be able to shoot pretty good too, but they're calling him one of the best defenders in the country.
Yeah.
So we're going to need that from him. I think he's going to be stuck on either RJ or Cam on Tuesday at the Champions Classic.
Oh,
so
we'll talk about that later. But yeah, we'll move on to number 3 is Gonzaga, and I really like this team. I really do because they're really disciplined. Every year they play good team ball, and they don't really play out of their style. They don't play your game. They play theirs. And obviously they're going to be led by Killian Tilly, who's an all-around superstar, if you ask me.
Only thing with them, though, their conference is so weak.
It is, yeah.
St. Mary's the best team they play. Besides this year, they have a good non-conference. They play at Carolina the 15th of December. That'd be a great game.
Yeah.
Illinois and at Texas A&M. So 3 games they should win, in my opinion.
But I like this team a lot, though, because Tilly's an all-around superstar. Can literally score anywhere on the floor just about. He's a knockdown three-point shooter, really good around the rim, good post skill, good rebounder. Yeah, and I like this kid a lot.
I got a question for you, Christian.
Yeah.
If they was in the ACC or SEC, would they be like a top 5 team right now?
I think so.
I don't think they would be.
I think they would be. They're hard to beat, man, because they spread the floor out so well.
And you got to give credit to Mark Few.
I was just about to say that.
Mark Few is like the most underrated coach in the country.
Literally.
He's a great coach, but who we play every year hurts him in the tournament because they play against nobodies. They come play.
I mean, 2 years ago
they made it to the championship.
They made it to the championship.
Yeah. I like Mark Few. I like his style, and I think they got a really good team. And
he's built that program.
Yeah,
he's been there for years. He was there with John Stockton.
Well, I heard him last year though. Who was their draft pick that left early as a freshman? He plays for Portland.
Zach Collins.
Yeah, Collins.
He wasn't ready to stay. He's like a 4-year player, but he left early. Heard him last year.
Yeah. Tilly's just as good, though. Tilly's really good. He might be a better offensive player than Collins, honestly. But we'll move on. Zach Norvell is another key guard for that team. Plays on both ends of the floor. He's really aggressive, and he has like a motor. He plays with like really high motor. And he's fun to watch. I think he's a pretty good shooter too, from what I've seen, the games that I've seen.
Speaking of that, they play Washington, Tennessee, and UNC like back-to-back weeks. So that should be
they got some good games coming up.
Wow,
and then Corey Kispert's another good role player, really good shooter on that team. The Hachimura is how you say it. That dude's going to be a beast, if you ask me, because really physical. Last season, he flashed a whole bunch of upside. He has like the NBA ready body, and he really runs the floor like extremely well. And he scores well in the lane too, with a high motor as well. And not only that, his free throw shooting is pretty good, especially for a big. You know what I mean? But he has the potential to be a first round pick. I think that's just my opinion, though. I look for big things with him. And then they had a transfer from San Jose State, and I seen that he averaged a double-double with like 17
That's
points.
That's a beautiful college right there. I've been there. It's beautiful college.
17 points and 9 rebounds. He wasn't a great three-point shooter, but he may have improved that. You have to sit out a year when you transfer.
Power forward?
I'm not sure. I know. Yeah, I think he is. He is, and he's pretty good around the rim from like reports that I've seen or read about him.
Is Mark Few a Hall of Famer yet?
No, not yet.
Soon to be.
He will be,
because he's made the tournament every year he's coached.
Soon to be.
Every year, always winning.
And then I think they had another transfer from North Dakota. It might be Crandall. I don't know how to say his last name, but he averaged 16 points.
I've heard about him.
Yeah, he's like a player to watch for. And but we'll move on though. Duke. This is a touchy subject.
We can all agree.
Yeah.
We don't like Duke. We do not like Duke.
We don't like them, but we can't be biased.
We can't be biased towards Duke.
Let's just
we know they're very good.
Let's just be honest. Duke, I feel like a lot of fans, Duke fans, they hype the Zion kid too much, and I feel like they're not paying attention to really their two best players, and R.J. Barrett and Cam Reddish, right?
Yeah.
those guys can literally do it all. Like those, they're some bad boys. Like they really can go.
Yeah.
And I just feel like Zion, man, like with him, people kind of overhype him because we have yet to see, what he can do.
The full package.
Yeah, like ball handling, really, and 3-point shooting, or just shooting in general.
He's there on defense and athleticism.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest with y'all. On a collegiate level, I can honestly see Zion dominating because he's a physical specimen, and he's playing against kids his age. So
he reminds me of like a Julius Randle kind of.
Exactly.
That's what I compared him to.
Yes, just more. He's more
athleticism. It reminds me of like Bill Walker. I've never seen nobody that as athletic as Bill Walker. In high school, I haven't seen nobody that athletic for a while, but. He's something to look for. Obviously, he's going to have all the eyes on him, but I feel like, and that's ridiculous because
it's taking some of it away
Barrett
from
was
Cam
the number one player, right?
Yeah.
That's just weird to me, but something to look for. Reddish, he's a sleeper, and it's crazy to say.
6'8",
top 10 player, wasn't he?
He was number 6 in the class. No, he was number 3 in the class.
3 in the class
because it was
1, 2, 3.
They got 1, 2, 3, and I think Cam Reddish has the potential to be the best one out of all of them.
Good, yeah.
They've given him the Paul George and Jason Tatum comparison already because of his body and his defense.
The only question I have with that team is their center.
That's another big question. Like I have with this team is their bigs. They don't really have much depth because you look at their lineup. From like on paper, and all I see is Bolden and Zion.
They may run smaller. I feel like if Bolden doesn't work out, they can run Trey Jones, Jack White, Cam or RJ, Cam, Cam and Zion. Play Zion at the 5.
Center,
but that's going to hurt them defensively because he's so undersized. So
Zion,
but he's strong.
He's strong.
This is a new Duke team. We haven't seen this Duke team before.
You know, the past 4
years,
they're not as deep either.
The past 4 years, we've seen Grayson Allen.
Oh my gosh!
Who's the leader this year?
The leader this year is going to be RJ Barrett. He's going to be the primary ball handler.
And I just don't think Bolden is that kind of has that mentality of being a leader. He seems like a little laid back and whatnot, but he definitely hasn't lived up to those expectations of. Being the first round draft pick, talent work. Your talent.
Honestly, though, Bolden is a former McDonald's All-American, and we really haven't gotten a chance to see him show his full potential yet. So
he played behind Bagley and
he could break out this year.
He could.
You know what I'm saying?
You're right. But his freshman year, he didn't do jack shit.
Or his sophomore year.
But again, last year he was behind Bagley and
exactly. See.
And he wasn't even like transferring. Her rooms with him transferring, but he never did.
Yeah, I don't know, man. This team,
they're undefined right now. We don't know who
they have a lot of star power, just due to the fact that Zion, Reddish.
Do you think that's going to cause a problem?
I don't know. Who's their go-to then?
That's what in clutch time because it can't be if you're down 3. I'm not giving the ball to Zion.
Yeah,
I'm giving it to Cam Reddish.
Right
there.
Cam Reddish, bro.
I don't know, man. Barrett's a bad dude. He really is. I like them both, but I mean, outside of those 3,
Cam Reddish has got swag.
A big question mark, right? We could all agree to that, right?
Well, this team, I feel like their ceiling's the highest, but they will struggle because the ACC is tough.
It's no tougher than the SEC this year, though.
SEC is very tough too.
But look at the schedule right now. They play a bunch of tough games. They could easily lose 7, 8 games this year. Easily. Play UV twice. Carolina twice, Louisville.
That's bold.
I'm not worried about Louisville. I'm sorry.
I don't know, man.
You never know. They always play
I don't
tough.
want to piss off any Duke fans. And
it would not surprise me if they dropped.
No, we definitely respect y'all. And I want to add one more thing on Duke. This morning, they did an all-access on ESPN, and they were asking Coach K how he felt about his team this year. And he said, last year I didn't know my team because I was out for 6 weeks with that knee injury.
Yeah.
I wasn't around them every day. I didn't get to know the kids. He said, this year I know these guys more than any team that I can remember. Okay. So, I mean, that could be kind of scary.
And he's a really good coach, so you can never count out Duke. I just think it's a big question mark. It's like a wait and see kind of thing with them. But we'll move on.
And don't forget they don't have their assistant coach anymore. He's at Pittsburgh.
That's true.
Jeff Capel.
And he was their main recruiter. He was the one grabbing these guys.
So it'll be interesting to see, for seasons coming on.
I got a question for you guys. How many years Cote gonna coach? 'Cause he's getting up there.
5.
I think about 5. Yeah.
This is his best chance to win a championship this year.
I don't think this is his best chance. I don't think this is his best team.
Best
really
talent wise, it is.
I thought last year was.
Yes, I agree.
Talent wise, it
You
is.
think so? I don't know.
Besides UK, 1, 2, and 3, UK's never done that in basketball.
Okay, but outside of those 3, though, like who can you count
Exactly.
on? You know what I mean?
But we've
sleep
had,
with
Trey
we've
Jones.
had a better recruiting class, but we never had 1, 2, 3.
You guys, I trust UK and Kansas way more than I do Duke because they're deeper. You know, like in every position for those 2 teams is solidified.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like who out or behind Bolden, who else do we know is going to sit there and log in, significant minutes?
That's
and
why I
play?
say
They're not deep.
I can see them struggling. Over the ACC's tough.
It'll be interesting though.
Somebody
but,
gets in foul trouble, that's going to hurt.
Yeah, who they got on the bench? Nobody.
We'll move on though. That's a subject for another episode. But Virginia's at 5. I like Virginia. I don't know about you guys. I do.
Yeah, me too. They're my
I know
Final Four.
Eli hates them.
Final Four pick.
I'll give my opinion on Virginia a little bit.
But they play defense, man. Like they lock you up. And,
Slow it down.
Yes,
that's
I like that, man. I really do. The only downfall is scoring.
They
That's
got
always
Kyle
a big,
Guy. He gets
yeah,
buckets.
it's very
DeAndre
true.
Hunter, don't forget about
No,
him.
see, I
that's-
was
and
going to
that's-
bring
I
him
wanted
up
to
'cause
bring him
last
up.
year.
Yeah,
I
go
feel
ahead.
like
He's
that
good.
is the reason that they lost.
Because he didn't play, right?
Right, because he broke his hand.
Todd Jerome good too.
He broke his
Yeah.
hand right before the tournament. Actually, I think they were doing walkthroughs for the tournament,
Yeah.
and he broke his hand.
Yeah.
And he was
Yeah.
the 6th man, averaging I think he averaged 13 and 6 off the bench.
Yeah, I think he's projected first round talent, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
He could have went out last year. and
Was
got
he like
drafted.
6'7", 6'8"?
6'8".
Yeah, he's a tweener too, right?
And they can go
Play
small
inside
with him,
and
too.
but I really
right.
like Kyle Guy. I think Kyle Guy is going to be one of the best shooters in the country.
You guys are
last
forgetting
year.
somebody though. Let me tell you who. And he came from the SEC, so you guys should know who he is. Braxton Key, transferred from Alabama, right? He came in. He's I think he's eligible to play this year, but he's a good player too, and I think he's going to help lead this team to big things this season. I really do. They're bigs though. I
Who are
don't.
they?
It's I know the Salt.
Jack Salt.
Yeah, he's a big,
They
strong
might
dude.
play small this year too.
They have
They're gonna
another
have to.
power forward, don't they? I don't know. I don't know who, but I think they have another power forward who's pretty good. But
Austin Katstra.
no.
Or
You may see DeAndre Hunter play some
he-
small ball.
Muhammad dude.
Yes, that's him. Yeah,
Some weird last name.
yeah. But and he's a pretty good role player too. I think he played significant minutes last year.
Do you
But,
think they're going to be as dominant this year as they were in the regular season last year?
The thing is, like we always say no, but they end up doing it. You know what I mean? Like nobody thought they were going to be that damn good last year. Nobody thought that. Like I don't even think they were ranked last year, right?
They were
Preseason.
ranked.
Yeah, they were ranked.
They
They
were.
were ranked, yeah.
Like nobody really projected them.
They were like 14 or 15 at the beginning of the season, right?
I didn't think they were ranked.
Yeah, they were ranked last year.
You sure? Because I thought they like.
I heard that too, that they came into it
yeah,
all the way
yeah.
up.
I didn't think they were
Might
ranked
have been.
preseason. I think they beat like Florida State, who was ranked pretty high, and then they built on that. They just kept winning ball games.
One thing with this team this year, they lost to UMBC last year, so they got a chip on their shoulder this year.
Yeah. I don't know. What do you guys think? I want to hear your honest opinion on Virginia.
Here's my thing with Virginia. Yeah, every year they do great in the regular season, and when the postseason comes, everyone
Very
always
true.
says, Virginia's going to be in the Final Four, and I tell people every year, they can never get over that hump. It's just the same thing every single year. You got to have somebody that can score, that can give you some buckets.
No star in how they play. They
Exactly,
Play
they
slow.
have no star power. That's
They have it, but they don't act. They don't put it all on one person.
they don't know how to utilize it correctly.
Yeah.
Like Kyle Guy is that go-to guy this year.
He reminds me of like Luke Kennard,
Right.
that type of player.
If they want to make it far in the tournament this year, I feel like that Kyle Guy needs to step up and take over games at times, which he has the talent to do.
Last year he did against Duke. Took it over.
But was that in a tournament though?
No.
I'm talking about tournament time.
It sucks too because I put them in my Final Four just about every year, and I
Exactly.
say this is the year, man. This is the year.
because they're very well coached too.
They are. They really are.
Their defense is
defense
obviously
is-
gets them where they're
Tony
where they're
Bennett's one
going.
of the best coaches in the country.
I enjoy
Defensive
watching them
minds.
play. Just the way from the way that they defend. It's
They play
really fun to
basketball.
watch. Yeah, they're really good.
Set
Such
plays.
low-scoring games.
It is.
Like,
It could be
wow.
boring, but at the same time, I enjoy defense.
If you,
I
a
enjoy
win's a
watching.
win.
Yeah, But that's the subject for another time. We'll move on to 7. It's Nevada, and this is
The Twins.
I love this team. I really do.
Exciting.
Cody and Caleb, the Martin twins. Caleb's probably the best offensive player, but Cody overall might be the best player because he's a damn good defender. He plays hard on both ends of the floor, and he's a pretty good offensive player. That's no knock to Caleb, but Cody, he's something else. And another player on that team is Jordan Caroline, who's like about 6'7", like a power forward, but he plays hard, man. And he's a pit bull on the floor. Like he's strong and he plays hard.
They play small too.
They do,
Nevada,
but not this year. I don't think so because people forget that they got that 5-star, the Jordan. Is it Jordan Brown? That the 5-star center that they brought in. I can't remember his name. It might be Jordan Brown. Yes, Jordan Brown, 6'11", freshman. He was a 5-star recruit. I don't know if you guys know about him or not, but that he'll be another good player to add into that group. And then they brought in like 4 transfers that I've seen that could plug in some legitimate minutes for him. Is Zozua? He averaged 20 points at Bryant his sophomore year, and he made 92 3-pointers in his last college season. And he shot about 37%. But that's another shooter to add to this group. And then let's see, it's
Do you think they're really about number 7?
No,
I think they're higher.
I think they're lower.
I think they're higher because they're deep this year. Like I said, they had the transfers. You add the Martin twins, and then players returning. Then their point guard was out for the season. He didn't even get to play in the tournament. The Lindsey Drew kid. He's a pretty good ball player, but he didn't even get to play. I thought that Nevada was a team, and I told my uncle this many times. He's a UC fan. He's sitting there writing UCN for the Elite Eight against UK. I'm telling him, like, man, do not sleep on Nevada because they can play. They can score. They're not really good defensively, but they can outscore you. You know what I mean? And they I think that was a tough matchup for UC to just outscored them. UC was up big in that game, right? And
they fell apart in like the last 4 minutes of that game.
You can't trust their offense though. Mick Cronin is a good defensive player. Their offense is terrible.
You're right. We can move on to Eli's boys here. Number 8,
Boo boo.
them Heels, Tar Heels.
yes, those two
Eli,
Heels.
tell me something about these Heels, man. Tell me what you think they bring to the table this year.
Well, to be honest with you, I think this is one of the best offensive teams since the 2011-2012 team that had Harrison Barnes, Tyler Zeller, John Henson, all of them.
That's a big comparison.
Yes, I know. That's how that's how much confidence I have in this team. And let me touch up on some players. Start with the freshmen we have. All right, we have Rayshawn Leaky Black. They call him Leaky Black.
Yeah, he's tough.
6'8" point guard. Little raw right now, but he's shown flashes. He has potential to be the point guard of the future. Obviously, he has a height to see over defenders, being 6'8". Then we have Kobe White. He's the state of North Carolina's all-time leading scorer, and he comes in. I want to say he was in the top 25. He's a McDonald's All-American.
He's like number 13.
He moved up. He's at different rankings on different websites and things like that. And he has potential to start like right away. He's a walking bucket. His teammates call him the best scorer on the team.
You think he lives up to like Joe Barry type point guard or what?
He can be a better scorer.
Is this the Kobe kid?
Big shoes to fill, Eli.
Kobe White, yeah. Joe Barry. Oh, Joe Barry.
Got to give much respect to Joe Barry,
he's
but
a hell of a player.
I hated him.
Joe Barry was a pit bull, though. I don't think Kobe White will be as good defensively, but he has a height, 6'4", 6'5" combo guard. And then we have Nazir Little, who's ranked.
Big dog.
Yes, he was ranked 3 overall. Nazir Little, what he brings to the table, he's an elite athlete. He has incredible bounce. his jump shot is very underrated. That's what his teammates say, and I've seen it for myself, especially watching the McDonald's All-American game and the Jordan Brand Classic.
Yeah, he dominated.
Yeah.
He dominated.
Yeah, what do you have? He had over 30 in that Jordan game, didn't he?
Yeah.
I think he had 26 in the 26 in McDonald's All-American game, and then 24 in the Jordan Brand Classic. And he has potential to be.
Did he play in that Nike Hoop Summit?
I don't think so. He has potential to be one of the best two-way players in the country due to his athleticism and his length. He has really long arms. And now the question is, will he start right away? I'm not sure yet because of what we have now.
You don't think Nas is going to start?
It depends on what Roy decides to do. We can either go... See, this is what I think North Carolina's best lineup will be. I think their best lineup will be Kobe White, Kenny Williams, Cam Johnson, Nazir Little, and Luke May.
Oh,
Luke May. I'm sure UK
I thought
fans.
you was gonna say Seven Woods.
No, I'm sure UK fans remember Luke May.
He was high school hype.
Don't start with me, Eli.
But if that doesn't work, I think we'll slide Luke May to the 4 and then Sterling Manley at the 5, who has like really good potential, 6'11".
So regardless, you think May's starting, right?
Oh no,
May
has
starting.
to.
He's a preseason All-American. He's going to start.
I just don't
regardless.
see any scenario how you don't start a top 5 recruit. I cannot.
There's
No, I see where you're coming from.
There's no way he's
But
gonna
it's
start.
how Roy is. He likes to go with experienced players first.
No
but
way.
Checkered suit.
Harrison
genius.
Barnes, freshman starter.
yes, that's because that spot was like vacant. The spot was vacant.
Barnes, though.
We had like
Who's a better guard forward than Nazir Little on the team?
nobody. I'm just saying in general, like because you have Cam Johnson, 6'9", guard/forward.
It could
And
be a
then-
situation where, like last year for Kentucky, how Shea Gill just stepped in over Quad A. After
Yeah,
some
right.
time, he could take some spots after they see how he is.
Yeah.
No, I think he will eventually. I'm just saying not right away. He'll probably start after 5 games, I believe. And
So you're pretty high on this Kobe kid, right?
Mhm.
This,
I think he's
like
the
you're the
best player.
second person I've heard say that. Shout out to my boy Ryan Luster, my big bro. But I've heard him say that Kobe is also like a sleeper on his team. He's like you said, a walking bucket, right?
Yeah,
Score anywhere on the floor.
I wouldn't even say he's a sleeper because everybody knows what he's capable
Yeah,
of. At
you're
least
right,
that
you're
play for North Carolina. And this team's biggest flaw is one thing I'm concerned about is perimeter defense. Past several years, I always struggle guarding the 3. Teams will knock down a crazy amount of threes against North Carolina. Y'all see the loss against Wofford last year. You know, that's the first game of the season.
One thing I will say, Eli, the 2 big men, I'm thinking they have like a big year, both of them. Garrison Brooks
Sterling Manley.
and Manley.
Yes, I think
Both
they will
freshmen
too.
last year, big guys. I think they have a great year this
Yes,
year.
they had because, like I said, our bigs were inexperienced last year. Now they got that year under their belt. Sterling Manley, I think he can start right away, but that's if Roy decides.
Almost 7 foot.
Yeah, I think that's
Yeah.
if Roy decides not to go small, put Luke May at the 5. Because, like I said,
I would do that.
if Luke May goes at the 5, then we'll have Cam Johnson and Nazir Little starting.
I think they'll put May at the 5 and then 2 off the bench.
Right.
Right.
And then Kenny Williams, great two-way player. He gets after it on both ends of the floor. He's a great three-point shooter. And one of the biggest question marks is point guard. Is Roy going to start Seventh Woods? Is he going to go with experience, or is he going to go with the talent in Kobe White?
If he starts 7th Woods, he'll get benched for Kobe White. I guarantee it right now.
I think you should go with the freshman.
I know, but don't knock Seventh Woods, though. I mean, obviously he was a high school
hype.
sensation, dunking on everybody at age 14.
Who's that sound like?
Zion Williamson?
Yeah, who's that sound like?
Oh,
that guy.
This Zion.
But I think this team's biggest strength, which is weird to say because this rarely happens, is 3-point shooting. This team will be able to knock down a lot of threes, and that's, that never happened in the past. No one ever say, Carolina is going to be one of the best 3-point shooting teams in the country. Well,
other
this year.
other than Luke and I really don't know who your shooters are. So who's
You
yours?
got Luke, you
Nazir
got
Little?
Kenny Williams, you got Nazir Little, you got Kobe White, you got Andrew Playtech. I think he's going to give you a good 5 minutes, like 8 to 10 minutes a game. He can come out and knock some threes.
Kenny Williams, the best 3-point shooter, though.
Kenny Williams is a really good shooter. Shoots it at a good clip. Cam Johnson, don't let the stats fool you. Last year he shot about 34% from the 3. Everybody knows he's a better 3-point shooter than that.
Will he start or come off the bench?
Cam Johnson should start. So
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how they do this year. But we'll quickly move on to Villanova at 9.
The J. Wright
champs,
boys.
unfortunately. But I know they bring back
Chris Jenkins.
Phil Booth.
Yeah, Phil Booth is one of their best returning players. Played significant minutes last year. They also bring in Pascal, right? Yeah, he's a pretty good player as well. And then what's the point guard? Yeah, he's 5-star. Yeah, 5-star PG. And they also the transfer from Northern Iowa, I think it's from Northern Iowa, Joe Cremo. He's a really good shooter.
Senior.
Yeah, and they also what just in general though, this team they always have legitimate 3-point shooters. Like they all knock down 3-point shots and it's like easily.
Plus they play for their coach. They have assistant.
They do.
For coach.
Yeah. They remind you a lot of the Spurs.
But they have never lost as many players, crucial players to that team as they did last year.
It's true.
I mean, this is a different identity this year.
Yeah.
You got to think they lost their floor general. Like Jalen Brunson was the glue of that team.
And then Dante, right?
And DiVincenzo was a sleeper that took over. They lost him.
And then
Bridges
Spillman.
Bridges too.
They lost 4 stars.
Spillman.
Spillman. And he could shoot for how big he was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he played hard too. He was fun to watch. But this team is a big question mark. We don't know what they're going to bring, but I'm sure they're going to be a top 10 team all season.
Big matchup against Kansas the 15th of December.
Yep. It's at Kansas, I think.
This is a team that won 2 titles in 3 years also.
Yeah. Never count them out. We'll move on to Michigan State. I don't know about y'all, but I don't trust this team.
Yeah, Cassius Winston,
Tom Izzo,
Nick Ward.
You're right. Tom Izzo's a Hall of Famer. He's such a great coach, but talent-wise,
they got a beast down low, Nick Ward. That's a big guy.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know about this team. They have to kind of show me. Yeah. We won't talk too much about them. Auburn, they return a lot of players, right? I know they lose they're one of their better guards in the Mustafa Heron kid. I think he went to St. John's, and but they returned just about everybody else. And this the McLemore kid, I think he did something to his leg or something. He was out for the season, but he was a good player on that team. So Auburn should be pretty fun to watch. Kansas State is a sleeper,
yes,
because
Final 14.
Possibly. They defend really well. They really do. And they return just about everybody, I think, too.
They bring back Dean Wade.
Yeah, and that's
Brown. They bring back Brown. They bring back Stokes. They bring back Snead. They got some good players.
They got some good players, and they're a team to watch out for.
They play like rough-nosed basketball.
Yes, hard-nosed, for sure. And then 13's West Virginia.
Shout out my boy.
Yeah, Beetle.
Shout out to James Beetle Bolden.
To us.
Much love.
I would love to have you on a podcast at some point. But let's talk about Beetle and West Virginia. Beetle is going to be the key player for guards, I feel like, on this team, because Beetle brings an element to this team. Like he can create for himself, I should say. Really good shot creator, good ball handler, and then he ranked. I think he was like top 30 in whose rankings was that?
Jeff Goodman's.
3-point shooting, right?
Jeff Goodman's.
Yeah, he ranked top 30, which is that's.
Well, he's already the leading percentage shooter in West Virginia history. So
that's something big, and I think that he's a player that they're going to rely upon heavily this year, and it'll be fun to see how he plays. But they also have two other players.
Kanate. Oh my gosh.
As much as I love my boy, Kanate is the heart of that team.
He is.
Because he's that defensive
intel.
Anything that comes to the basket.
One that blocks all the shots. Man.
And they played UK and like somebody went up for a dunk or something. Then he just like grabbed the ball.
I think it was either Hami or Kevin. And he blocked him. Either Hami or Kevin.
Oh my god! But he's a beast though, man. He's really athletic. And he's people don't realize, but he's got like a nice touch to him, jump shot wise, and he knocks down his free throws.
His middy's nice.
Yeah, he's a player to watch out for. And then people also forget about
Issa.
Yeah, Issa what's his last name?
Issa Ahmad.
Yeah, he's
because he was hurt last year.
He plays on both ends of the floor, and he can score on inside and out, and he's a good ball handler. But West Virginia, I feel like they were underrated this year. They could have been ranked higher.
They got a 5-star coming in this year, and Jordan McCabe.
Yeah. He's I hear a lot about him. I hear he's like the a big time recruit,
Yeah.
a big time player to watch out for.
So that's gonna be a nasty backcourt.
Yeah, for sure. But as a local guy, I really cheer for root for Beetle. Want to see big things out of him, and
West Virginia.
Yeah. Even though I hate West Virginia Beetle, I'm not gonna lie. And whoever's listening to this, as a Kansas fan, I hate playing y'all, but I enjoy watching you play, and it'll be interesting to see what you do this season.
Shout out, put Covington on the map. Much love.
Yep.
Play me at 21.
We'll move on to Oregon at 14. Bowl. Right?
That's a 7'2" guard. I don't care what nobody says. That dude, he can handle the ball. He can shoot it. He will literally grab a rebound, bring it up the floor.
Is he better than his daddy?
Yeah, his dad was like a true center, though. It's a different game now. His dad was
hard to
7'7".
Yeah,
but like you said, he's a big guard. He's like a KD, isn't he?
Yes.
Yeah.
Not
taller.
Yeah, he's not.
Yeah.
He's not KD
Well,
though. But
you get what I mean.
yeah, I know.
But they'll be interesting to see this year. Virginia Tech.
I don't know much about them.
Yeah, I don't know much.
They were young last year. They played.
Yeah, I
Kentucky.
think they bring
were really
back
young
quite a
last
few
year.
players though. So we'll just leave it at
They
that.
gave
I
us
guess.
a tough run last year too.
Yeah, Syracuse. They bring back
Tyus Battle.
Tyus Battle.
He's good.
But it
I never had
sucks.
faith in Jim Boeheim.
Yeah, well,
Oh,
I don't know, man. It sucks because we don't get to see the Baisley kid play for him, and that's the one that he went to the G League and he backed out of that, didn't he?
Yeah.
And signed a huge contract with New Balance.
10 mil.
Hey,
Yeah, but you can't count out Jim Boeheim. Like a couple years ago, he made it to the Final Four as a 10 seed.
it's true, very true.
So we'll see
They'll
what
make
they do.
tournament this year for
Yeah.
sure.
Florida State is at 17, I think.
Who's their coach? Black guy.
I don't know. I haven't seen much of them since Bacon was
Underachieves
there.
every year. For the time they get down there,
Yeah,
underachieves
that's
every
true. We'll see about them. 18 is Mississippi State. I think it's Howland's the coach, right? And he's their best player is probably the Weatherspoon kid.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
year. He's been down there for I think 3 years. It's the best team he's had so far.
yeah.
They'll be at least a Sweet 16 this year. They'll probably give Kentucky a run for their money.
Think so.
Good recruiting class this year. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, for sure.
Michigan.
I don't know if I'm worried about them in the SEC as much as some of the other teams.
Michigan's at 19.
Jordan Poole,
Matthews, right?
Charles
Charles
Matthews.
Matthews,
former
former
UK.
Wildcat.
Yeah, he made the right choice by leaving you guys. But no, man, he's doing his own thing out
for
there,
sure.
man. He really is.
I think
He's
averaged
showing out.
like 18 or something.
Yeah, he's doing his thing. You can't really count him out either. Like, every year they say Michigan's not going to do nothing or do anything special.
Look what happened last
And
year.
They make runs.
they might have the nastiest uniforms.
Yeah, that's
Those yellow
true.
joints are tough.
That's true. TCU's at 20. Another good team. They bring back a bunch of players. I think they got a pretty good recruiting class coming in next year. I'm not positive, but I think they do.
They're led by Jalen Fisher. He's
The point guard.
yeah.
Yeah,
He's good.
yeah. 21's UCLA.
Moses Brown.
Yeah, Shaq's son, right?
No,
Sharif, he's out for the year with heart
Oh,
issues.
yeah.
That's what I'm saying, man. That would have been tough. Him and Sharif.
Yeah.
Moses Brown was the number one big man in the class.
Don't they play USC? Or they played in
They play Ohio
CBS
State.
Classic.
Probably
They play Ohio State
which
this
is-
year.
That's a joke, them being in there. But 22's Clemson. I think they bring back a whole bunch of players too, and they lost to Kansas in the Sweet 16 last year. They almost beat Kansas in the Sweet 16 last year. So they're another team to watch
Clemson
out
went on a little
for.
run last year.
Yeah.
They're ranked I think they're ranked high like 5 at one
They
point.
almost grabbed Zion this year too.
They almost beat Kansas without their best player. He was out for the year, the rest of the year. I don't remember his name though. LSU's a sleeper at 23.
They got a monster freshman,
What's his name?
Nazri.
No, the other
Reed,
one,
and then
point guard.
Emmett.
Emmett Williams.
No, the point guard.
What's his name?
Trey. Is it Trey something?
Trayvon Waters.
Yeah,
Trayvon
Trayvon
Waters,
Waters.
that's what it is.
He's shifty, man. Like he's fun to watch because he's a really good ball handler, really good shooter, and he's hard to guard because he's so damn little.
Plus, a player for a team got killed this offseason, so they're gonna play.
It makes sense. Purdue at 24, the Carson kid, right?
He's a preseason All-American.
And then they had another 7-footer, real thin dude, but he played pretty good though for behind Haas, right?
Yeah, Isaac Haas.
Yeah, I think that team could possibly win the Big Ten.
They
But,
could probably go to the Elite 8 type team right
think
now.
so?
I feel like that. They play defense. They shoot the ball real good.
yeah.
Big Ten, though, even though as much as I can't stand Indiana basketball, they got Romeo Langford.
Yeah, oh my God. I was
Yes.
really upset that Kansas missed out on him.
I was upset that we missed out on him.
He
But
got paid, man.
But we'll move on to 25 is Washington. I think they bring back a whole bunch of teams or players, right, from last year's group. I know they beat Kansas last year too.
Don't really know much about Washington, but I'm interested to see what they do this year since they're ranked at 25.
They're
the Pac-12 might actually be tough.
Be competitive
so.
this year, yeah.
all right. Well, guys, let's move on to. I want to hear you guys' or get you guys' opinion on who you think will win each conference in the Power Six, right? I'll go first. So, what are the Power Six? It's, Big 12. I think it's Kansas. Until proven
I'd
otherwise.
say Kansas, number one, and then either maybe sleeper be Kansas State. That's
West Virginia,
everything
bro.
goes right.
West Virginia could definitely
Kansas
sneak in
State's
there.
better than West Virginia.
That's
Yeah.
tough.
Yeah, they are.
I don't know.
That's real tough.
Those two. Yeah, I don't know. Because they both
Two
defend really
opposite
well.
games. One slow down defense. Virginia fast, but they want to.
I don't know. I don't think you can rule out Kansas though. I mean, you can't.
No, I'm saying
count them out.
I'm saying
No,
my
I-
second choice
Yeah,
would be
second-
West
Oh,
Virginia.
okay.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
picking
I
Kansas.
get you. My
Yeah,
bad.
Kansas should win. If they don't, it's a problem.
SEC, it's probably UK. They're
UK
just too deep.
UK should win, but it wouldn't surprise me if Tennessee won because they are solid. Everybody back.
Yeah,
They really good this year.
it'll be interesting. You guys chime in though. I mean,
Yeah,
chime
my
for SEC, Big
for
12.
SEC, I see Tennessee winning it or UK. For Big 12, honestly, Kansas obviously would be the favorite, but Kansas State or TCU. For the ACC,
No love for my boy though. From West Virginia.
West Virginia.
If you
Yeah.
can beat the press, you can score on them whenever you want to.
Yeah,
Who was able to
West
do that?
Virginia definitely compete for it.
Who
though.
was
Kansas can beat them.
I mean,
Kansas State can
there was
beat 'em.
like 2 or 3 teams that were able to do that all year.
Plus the Big 12 always feel
Us-
upsets.
Us and Kansas were the only
Iowa
teams.
State's a team to watch
Yeah,
out
we
for in the
didn't
Big
even
12.
mention none of
too.
them
They
teams.
got a lot of
Yeah.
returning players. But
They're
But-
probably the third or fourth best team in the Big 12.
Bro, they shut down Trey Young last year.
But he's a volume shooter though. He was shooting from half court.
I don't know, man. About Pac-12, I like UCLA.
I think Boa would be the unguardable force out there. Nobody's gonna beat them out there at least.
Yeah.
Plus, nobody watches West Coast games here anyway.
Big Ten, I
Don't
don't.
sleep on Arizona now.
Who do
Forgot
they
them.
got?
Who
Who do they have?
I just have a feeling about Arizona.
And they're in
Sean-
trouble. They're in trouble.
Sean Miller's a
too.
good coach,
I
but
know.
he be paying them players. So
I
you know what I'm
Sleep
saying.
on Arizona, but I think Oregon.
Oh,
can
Shout out
win it.
DeAndre Ayton.
Yeah.
No, let's not shout him out. He didn't pick Kansas.
He didn't pick me either. Kentucky.
But then we have the Big Ten. I don't trust Michigan State. I don't.
I feel like right now,
I like Purdue.
them losing Josh Jackson was that's his name, Josh Jackson, right?
Or
For who?
Jared
Jared
Jackson.
Jackson.
He wasn't
Jared,
supposed to
yeah.
leave last year. He overachieved actually.
What? He was a
Yeah.
top
Yeah,
recruit.
yeah,
wasn't
He
was
wasn't
top
supposed to
recruit.
leave though. He
You don't
wasn't
think so?
supposed to. No.
I don't know, man.
I like.
He
I
turned
feel
out
like
to be
they, I feel like
the
they
best player on that
misused
team.
him, though. I really do.
He turned out. It was Miles Bridges' team, but it turned
turned out
out
to be the best player.
It turned out to be him,
Yeah.
the best player last year.
And that hurt him staying.
Yeah.
Bridges should have
Well, he
left.
got hurt.
No, he should have left his freshman year.
But
He still got
hurt.
drafted high.
His freshman year, he got
I
hurt.
don't know, but he came back. Should have left.
I think we got Big East, right? That's a Power 6, right?
Oh,
I think Purdue would probably win the Big Ten though.
Yeah, I said Purdue, too.
I think Wisconsin can.
Or Ohio
They got
State.
Ethan Hatt.
Yeah.
This is
I
a big
forgot
year for
about that
them
one,
because
man.
he came back. He was supposed to transfer.
Who?
Hat.
Ethan
He
Hatt.
was thinking about transferring.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Because they had a down
He's
year
good.
last year.
Big Ten. I'm gonna go with Ohio State since
Ohio
you guys
State?
said it. I'm gonna go with Ohio State.
But it's like a toss up because that one's like weak right
Yeah,
now. It's
that's
probably
what
the
I
worst
think,
conference in
too.
basketball.
It's been like that though.
Oh, wait. Michigan.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
Michigan.
yeah.
Michigan.
No, I'm taking
Yeah,
Michigan.
They'll
definitely
probably-
win it.
I'm taking Michigan.
I'll
I'll
ride-
change my pick.
I would
Yeah.
Stick with Wisconsin.
I'll take Purdue.
Purdue, that's good.
But the
Can't
best
go
player
wrong
in the
either way.
conference.
We're Big East. Or Villanova, right?
Besides them, who else?
St. John's can challenge them.
Who else is
St.
in
John's
there?
got a good team. I'm
Xavier?
telling you. Do not
Is
sleep
Chris
on
Mullen
them.
start recruiting now or what? See, you get whoever he was, an NBA player, Hall of Famer. He should be
They
getting
got the Heron kid from Auburn.
Yeah.
He's really hard to guard, and they bring back everybody. What's the Shamari Pons? He's a good player. I don't know if you guys know about him, but he tore Villanova up.
Didn't they beat Duke like a couple years ago?
Yeah, they beat Duke last
They
year.
did.
Didn't
They always
Yeah.
beat somebody they're not supposed to beat because they're going.
There's
Providence?
St.
I think
John's.
St. John's. I don't know.
I
just
think
we should
Providence
watch
is
out.
good too in the Big East. They always do.
Yeah.
Tough team right there. Yeah.
I think we covered all the Power Six, right?
But the Big East is weak though.
Big 12, Big East, SEC. Oh, we did SEC, right?
Yeah.
Big 10.
But by the time said and done, the best
You say
conference
Pac-12?
basketball is going to be
Pac-12,
SEC.
yeah.
I said it on camera. Record me right now.
There's
I'm
no
getting
camera.
recorded. Get recorded right now.
It's on
What about the
SEC.
ACC? Not the ACC. No, we didn't pick the ACC.
Yeah, we didn't
The
pick.
Big Sky.
I like-
That's not
I-
the top six.
I like Virginia. I go
I'm
against
gonna
them
take-
every year. I'm picking Virginia.
I'm taking
they'll win.
Duke, bro.
I think they'll struggle this year. Duke will struggle.
Come on,
They're so
Tar
young.
Heel
I'm gonna
boy.
pick my Tar Heels out.
I think
Okay.
Virginia will
Don't blame
win.
Okay.
Virginia
All right. To close out the show, or no. Wait, I forgot local teams. Let's talk a little about local teams. We can inform others who don't know much
Okay.
about them, even though I don't know much. I can start with NKU. Drew McDonald played against him for a couple of years in high school, and he's a player that's always gotten better and better. And the thing about Drew, he's really good around the rim, especially for his size, being like 6'5", 6'6", and he's he can stretch the floor out.
Really stretch it.
And people don't realize that McDonald's a really smart player. Like his basketball IQ is up there. He's really smart, and he's fun to watch. Whenever I get the chance to watch NKU play. So if NKU, which I hope they do, go to the tournament, I think it's going to be on his shoulders. He's going to have to lead that team to make it to the tournament this year. Xavier, losing Chris Mack sucks for them because Chris Mack's not only a good coach, but a damn good recruiter, right?
But with their system, though, they're always going to be a tough team.
I don't know, man.
Their
A
system's
fringe
gonna
top
change.
25.
They bring back the point guard. Is it Gooden? Or
Quentin
yeah,
Gooden, yeah.
But
he's
who's-
from Kentucky,
Plus,
right?
who's in their conference? Or league, I should say.
The Villanova, St. John's.
But they always like 3 or
Providence.
4 teams in the tournament.
They're always
I don't
ranked.
know.
They always sneak into like the top
Yeah.
15. They
Yeah.
hover between like
They'll
7 and
make a
15.
tournament this year.
But that's with Chris Mack, though.
No,
This is without Chris Mack.
last year they did good last year.
Chris Mack was there last year.
Oh, he was. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah. He's at Louisville now, and
Still-
we'll talk about Louisville. What do you guys know about Louisville?
This year,
Next year, I think next year is the year that they're going to be really, really
They have
good.
BJ King this year. He's good.
Yeah.
but as long as they play Kentucky, that's always an L. So
Do you think? All right, just to touch on Louisville real quick, and you being an ACC fan, where do you think they finish? 5th? I say 5th.
Okay, here's
Wait, who's this?
Louisville. And where do they finish in the
ACC.
ACC?
I don't know.
Maybe not even 5th.
it'd probably be 7th.
because here's teams I will put ahead of Louisville to make it easier: North Carolina, Virginia, Duke,
Miami.
I don't know if I'll put Miami up there. Maybe
They got Jalen
I'll put
Newton
Florida
back.
State ahead of Louisville. Maybe in the 5 or 6 range. Maybe
Virginia
think
Tech.
Syracuse.
Virginia Tech, yes.
Syracuse.
Syracuse, right? I'll put
They
Syracuse.
will. They will be either Duke, Carolina, or
They'll get one win.
Who's this
Virginia.
we're talking about?
Louisville. They'll be one of 3 teams.
You
this
think
year.
so?
Yeah. They'll be
They play
one-
at
Oh,
North
man.
Carolina this
They will be
year.
one of
Only
teams.
if they play them in the Yum Center,
Yeah, they'll be
and it's
one
got
of
to
them
be
teams.
like they won last year.
They should have beat Virginia last year.
They did
They
on
did.
that
They
on that
didn't.
buzzer
No, they
beater.
didn't.
Yeah, they
No, they
did.
didn't. They lost to Virginia.
Oh no,
No,
that's
Virginia-
right. Virginia
no,
switched it
Virginia,
around on them.
yeah.
That was-
They
Yeah,
should-
that's
they
right.
should've-
Yeah, that's what it was.
That game was crazy.
UC. I know they bring back the Cumberland kid who's seems like an NBA kind of talent.
See him around.
Pretty good shooter. Yeah, he's from here. Pretty good shooter. Pretty good defender as well. He's got some. He's got an NBA ready body. I feel like he's a pretty big dude for his size, and especially for a guard. And I know they returned the is it the Broom or Brom, the point guard?
Kane Broom.
Yeah, left-hander, right? They return him. He's a pretty good shooter, a good scorer. But outside of that, man, I don't know much about this team.
I think they got that one kid, Justin Jeffrey. He's good.
Okay.
He's pretty good. I think he's either a junior or a senior.
Yeah,
But
and they play defense.
With them,
So
defense is always there, but their offense is always so suspect.
Yeah,
You can't rely on that.
last year, I thought was the year
They
that,
could have made noise last year.
I thought they were going Final Four.
Yeah, they should've.
I predicted that before the season started,
Should've.
and it was a shame that they lost to Nevada. But as I said before, Nevada's a good team. You can't sleep on them. And I think that's it for local teams. And we'll move on and cap the show off with this. Kenny, give me your Final Four prediction.
Whew. Kentucky,
Okay.
Duke, Kansas State, and last one, I will probably pick Villanova.
Okay. How about you, Dylan?
Roll with my Cats for the number 1 overall seed. I'm going to take Nevada. As much as I hate to say it, I'm going to take Duke and Kansas.
Okay. Eli?
Okay, of course I'm gonna go with the Tar Heels. Go with Kansas State. I'm gonna go with Tennessee, and then I'll go with Kansas. Now what's yours, Mr. Host?
Disrespectful.
We left him out there.
For mine, mine, I think UK and Kansas just have way too much talent to not be in there, But like I said, Bill Self has a history losing games he shouldn't in the tournament. But I like those 2 teams to go Final Four. I think Gonzaga. I think you guys are missing out on Gonzaga and Nevada. I have them in my Final Four, but I like Gonzaga to win it all this year.
Oh,
I'm going out on a limb. The Zags are going Final Four.
See, I think
you heard it here first on Chalk Talk Podcast.
It's going to be the Duke versus Kentucky or Kansas versus Kentucky championship game.
If it comes down in the bracketology, they're going to set it up for Duke to play Kentucky.
Yes.
They did. That's what they wanted in 2015. They wanted that in 2015.
It's all about money.
It'll be interesting, but I'm sure I can speak for us all that we are excited for college hoops coming up. Before I hop off of here, I want to thank you guys for joining the podcast.
Thank you, sir.
Anytime.
Thank you.
I appreciate your conversation. Shout out to my cousin Charlie, man.
Charlie,
love you, bro. I appreciate you doing everything that you've done for me, audio wise, and making my podcast look the way it is now. And I'm appreciative of it, man. Really.
You crying, Christian?
Kind of hot in here. But no, let's end it there.
Let's not end it there. Before we hop off, I want to promote my new clothing line, Unifit. For anybody that's not aware of what Unifit is, it's a brand that it's something I wanted to create. I want to encourage people to go out and get active. Interact with one another. So that's why I spelled it in a unique way. UNIFYT. And the reason why I spell like that is because I decided to put the word unify in it. And like I said, I wanted to encourage people to go out and get active. So I combined it with the word fit. So that's why I came up with the name Unifit. And what we do is we promote a lot of self-empowerment and people going out and getting active. So, that's the main concept behind Unifit. You can follow us on Instagram at Unifit. You can contact us if you want to place an order. And, we're on the rise. Be on the lookout for us.
And last but not least, I want to thank my viewers, guys, for listening. Thank you for the support and listening to us talk college hoops. I really hope that you guys tune in for other upcoming episodes. And I'm appreciative of you guys, and I love you. And we are out.